Good morning, good evening, good night, my loves. Happy Sulani month, happy Black History Month. I hope that this message finds you well on this third day. I meant to do this reading honestly yesterday, but I clearly didn't get to it. But it's a good one. In case you guys don't know, for this whole month, I will be using a Black Artistry deck of sorts. So today, these are the two that I'm using. This message is, I like this message. It's not even interesting. It's just a message. So we're gonna hop right into it because I think it's important. So to start off, we have Falling Beauty, we have You Are Protected, and we have Don't Press Rewind. Okay. Top of the other card is we have Reclaim Your Thoughts. Okay. Then this deck, Ancestral deck, we have the Four of Lights, the Three of Lights, Preacher Man, which is the Empress. Where am I pointing? Four of Lights, Three of Lights, Preacher Man, Empress, Root Worker, which is the Fool. The, oopsies, Eight of Jars, so Eight of Cups, Eight of Roots, Protection, which is the Moon. Justice is out here. The Ancestors, which, one second. So the Ancestors is the World card in this deck, the Nine of Roots, and then Cursing, which is also the Strength card, okay? So the first part of this is, don't worry so much about going backwards. There is no backwards. There is nothing for you to revisit, for you to redo, for you to rekindle, any of it. Right now, it feels like a lot of you guys have had the thoughts of, if only I would have chosen differently, I would be farther. Or if only I chose differently, my life wouldn't be the way that it is. There's lessons to learn in every section of your life. And being under the impression that you could have chosen a different path or a different lesson, one is hurting you. You needed to learn the lesson the way that you did at the time that you did for a reason. But it's also causing you to not really enjoy the path, the energy of it all. You're so hung up on, why is it happening to me this way? Why do I feel this way? Why me? There is no why you. A lot of you guys are curse breakers, and I know you don't want to be. I know that we're tired of that and want to rest. Get it. Wholeheartedly, completely understand and get it. And you will. You will get to rest. It's just understanding that if you focus on the lesson that you are learning more than the healing that you are accumulating, more than the light that you are going to receive, more than the joy that is coming into your life, you are only going to see the negative in every space that you look. You won't be able to appreciate the good things when they come because you will be so fixated on the negatives of everything that it won't exist. Beautiful things can happen anywhere and everywhere. That is the biggest thing that we have to get comfortable with and get back to understanding. Because when you get stuck in the space of, what was me, complacency, it gets really hard. It does. And then you start bringing in more negativity because you can't get out of that space. So you have to get to looking for the positives in things, or just being grateful in all honesty, because that's the bigger part of it. If you can learn to be grateful, if you can learn to accept, if you can learn to see the bigger picture, then it's not that bad. A lot of the times we even look at diseases, and granted, I'm not saying that we should be grateful for a disease. Let's go fever. People hate fevers, right? I don't like being sick. I think it's pointless. Let's wrap it the fuck up, right? But a fever's whole thing is to get rid of the infection. It is your body's natural way of warming up to kill off the virus or the bacteria that's living in your body. It is a defense mechanism. It has a purpose. It's not fun, but when it's done, you're better instead of it taking you off the map, right? So I hate it, but I understand. that being grateful for the lessons, I get it. And if you are grateful for the lessons and see them for what they are, then you are less likely to repeat them. When you complain about why me, you didn't learn the lesson in the first place, and here it comes rearing its ugly head all over again. That's not what Spirit wants for you. That's not what you want for you. So, some of you guys, this has to do with relationships too. Some of this has to do with the idea of, like, maybe if I had handled things differently, it would have been different. That maybe if I had it flown off the handle, or maybe if I had just accepted them for who they were and what they were showing me, then it would be different. Maybe, but that doesn't mean that they were your person. That doesn't mean that they were supposed to stay. What Spirit wants you to know is sometimes redirection looks like a problem, but it's protection. Sometimes protection is redirection. So that's the first part. That's the fun part. Or the not so fun part. But it's the part that we kind of have to get through. Now, the second part. Spirit wholeheartedly wants you to tune in to your dreams. Some of you guys were called a prophet before. And some of you guys were even celebrated for it until your family got really religious. It doesn't seem like you were a part of a family that was super religious when you were growing up, but then they found the Lord later in life, and then they tried to force everybody into that same sentiment. No tea, no shade, nothing wrong with that. My mom did the same thing. She was a woo-woo woman before woo-woo women were a thing. Like, my mom was, let's go outside and let's read the clouds. That's what she was always meant to be. But then sometimes people change and their path changes and their choices change, and they expect you to go along with it. The path was correct initially. The woo-woo women were supposed to be woo-woo, and you are a woo-woo feminine divine energy. You're supposed to be woo-woo. You're supposed to pick up where they left off. And there's nothing for you to fix or change or whatever. Phone ringing in the background. Your destiny is calling. And honestly, your family might call you later today to try and deter you from your designated path a little bit. Because they still, despite what they want to let everybody believe, they still have dreams. They still have the dreams. They just don't know what to do with them. Which is fair. Because things change so rapidly. But Spirit wants you to have the strength to let go of the idea you created and really sit with yourself and see if it aligns with who you're supposed to be. This is a period of you sitting and figuring out the alignment of it all. Because I know it looks like it's a new path-ish because no one in your immediate family has done it, but it's not a new path at all. It's not a new path at all. So there's that. I don't think I'm supposed to do that right now. They also want you to meditate under the full moon. I don't normally give decisions or tell people what to do, but they would like you when the full moon comes up, because I think we just had the new moon, so you've got a little bit of time to get ready. But they want you to just sit under the full moon and allow its energy to align with you and take you to where you're supposed to go. That's what it's supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to be. Don't be afraid of the path itself. Don't be afraid regardless. You are protected. You're going to continue to be protected as long as you follow the path. And if you don't, maybe a little redirection, but it's not the end of the world. It's just aligning you with your purpose. But that's what you asked for, right?